Hey YouTube, it's Lewis with Rosebud's Travels.
And I'm Katie.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, actually.
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, yeah. We have left the dairy farm. This is day 6 of our trip. And we are on our way to a stop in New York. So we're progressing onward toward Maine. And the dairy farm was wonderful to stay at. We had a very pleasant stay.
And in fact, that's why it's afternoon. We were pretty lazy this morning until we realized what time it was.
Right. And we also tried our solar out. We bought the ZAMP 140 watt suitcase panels that with the casita, and that's the smallest unit casita sells now. And we set that up last night, and it was working great. So in the evening, I turned the panel around so it would catch the sunrise, and sure enough, we actually had to run the heater last night, the gas heater, because it was pretty cool during the night and in the early morning. And so then when the sun came up, it actually started charging our batteries again early in the morning. So we got a full battery charge in the early morning because the panels charged the battery back pretty quick. So I was impressed by that, and I liked it. And the solar panels work great. They plug into the side of your casita, and they just work. You just there's a couple settings you have to set, but it's real easy to set up. And the suitcase that ZAMP makes is rugged as all get out. It's a very well-made product. It's made in Oregon and very nicely made. So, and Sam, our dog, yesterday played with the kids. The host have a couple of kids, and
2 little boys, one 8 and one 2.
Right, and the boy who was 8 had balls waiting for Sam when he showed up, and so we took Sam off leash, and Sam was just like running around chasing balls. He fetches balls automatically. We did not teach the dog how to do that. We adopted him when he was about 4 months old, and he already knew how to do that. He is a great companion to a little boy who likes to throw balls, and this young man liked to throw balls a lot, and so Sam volunteered to chase the balls and get them and bring them back. So,
I think they both had a wonderful time.
Yeah, they both had a wonderful
time. And the
time.
2-year-old just kind of toddled around after everybody. Whatever direction the ball was flying, he would go. It was really a wonderful way to spend an hour in the evening with the kids and the dogs and the grown-ups visiting. It was really pleasant.
Yeah, the woman who is the host is a Stitch. She's a really fun woman to talk to, and she likes to talk, and she's a character. So
and they had great cheeses, and they had a couple of different kinds of milk. It's a raw milk farm, and homemade cheeses, and they had maple syrup from over the mountain, and they had honey from the farm that you could buy, and walnuts, black walnuts and English walnuts that you could buy that were already cracked and ready to go. Lots of things that you could purchase in their little store. And it's kind of an honor system store where you can leave a check or cash. You figure up how much you owe. Oh, and they also had fresh eggs. So that was nice, very nice. And we bought some of the cheese and some honey. So I'm looking forward to having the cheese probably this evening.
Yep. So that's our story right now. And then we're going to be, like I said, heading into New York. We'll be at a campground. We're planning on going to a regular campground this afternoon. So we'll let you know. We'll show you what that's like later this afternoon. So see you then. Well, we're in New York. Just wanted to show you what the roads are like when you get into New York. Coming out of Pennsylvania into New York. We've been in New York just a bit, but it's this, these are smaller mountains and kind of rolling mountains, and it's really pretty. So I wanted to show you what this looks like. It's a very pleasant drive, and the roads here are actually pretty good. There was a lot of, on the way here, there was a lot of construction going on, and so there was some fairly rough
Spoke too
sections.
soon about the
Yeah, I
road.
spoke too soon about the smooth road. But, yeah, but you can see the rolling kind of farmland, and it's very pretty. You have any other stuff to say?
Yeah, what he left out was that we just went on a very narrow, windy road with very steep descents, which was a bit harrowing to drive over. And we're really glad to be back on a highway. Apparently, that was the best way to get between two highways when we were changing direction a little bit. But we had a bit of excitement driving and downshifting. So I'm glad we're back on a highway.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little easier to drive on the highways instead of little bitty roads. And these little bitty New England roads are really narrow and twisty, so pulling a trailer is a little more challenging. So, well, we'll be at our campground in a bit, and then I'll fill you in on what that's like. Okay, we've made it to Oneonta, New York, and we're at the Deer Haven Campground and Cabins, which is on a hill, on top of a hill here in Oneonta. And as you can see, this is a view looking down over the town, and that's the office of the campground. The good part about this is this campground isn't technically open yet. It opens this weekend, and we lucked out in that we called them because we were coming this direction and we were kind of looking for a space to stay, and they told us, sure, you can stay, and they had some campsites available because they're not open. So we were able to get a campsite, and it's really beautiful, and it's a full hookup campsite. It has electric, water, and sewer, and they gave us a discounted rate. It's $40, which is a discounted rate. And during this next weekend, they're entirely booked, and apparently they're booked most of the summer. Um, they continually stay booked during the summer. So it's a very popular campground for most of the summer season. So I'll show you the campsite we have. There's our campsite. And like I said, it's full hookup. You can see we've got our sewer hose hooked up, water and electric hooked up, and we're all set up. And it's this particular one is a pull-through site, so it's real easy to set up. We just drove in from the back, pulled in, unhitched, and there we go. We're all ready to go. So we're staying here tonight, and then tonight we're gonna figure out where we're gonna go tomorrow. We have one more stop before we get to Maine. We actually had a little bit. We had an extra day in our itinerary, so we were able to keep our travel days down to somewhere around 250 miles a day, which we think is pretty good. I mean, at a maximum, I think 300 or 350 would be kind of a maximum. We're really enjoying this. I think today's travel was 283. And that, I mean, that was workable. So we're keeping our travel days relatively short. So it's, we don't have to be in a hurry, and it's a comfortable travel day. So that's what we're doing. We've made it to this campground, and it's beautiful. And as you can see, it's really pretty. And the sun is setting over there. And the campground being on the hill, it's really pretty. And it's cool tonight. No need for air conditioning at all. So we'll see you in the next video, and good night.